It's 4:50 AM and let's go. I got a coffee and food.
From France.
From France. This is hilarious. We're leaving our stuff and running away for the speaking part, and then we're gonna come back here.
Alright, now, thank you very much. I'd like to welcome on stage two ladies. Ms. Lexie Jansen from Poland, who is very active as a drone racer, and Ms. Susanna Skodo, FAI Secretary General, who will guide you through this session. The pilots, first person view, insight.
So Lexie, welcome in Lausanne, Switzerland. You arrived this morning from Poland?
No, I arrived from Hamburg. I currently live in Germany.
Okay. So a few questions. If you would like to hear more about the life of a drone racing pilot, and Lexie will then afterwards also give a few more insights directly combined with some videos. So one of the questions that I was wondering about, when and how did you come into drone racing?
The story started in 2014, and when I was actually firstly answering this question, I was like, Jesus Christ, that was 4 years ago, oh my God! So that was in 2014. Back then, drone racing wasn't really existing. The drones were huge. It was like this thing. It was huge, and a friend of mine put goggles on my head, and the things that you saw here, forget it. Now imagine going up and down was impressive, really. So I saw my house from above and I was like, whoa, that's so cool. I'm gonna do it my entire life.
And then you started competing and taking part in competitions in different countries of the world.
Yeah, it escalated really quickly. You know, it's always like that. When you do something that you love, it's all of a sudden escalating to the size of which you're somewhere else every single weekend, and it's getting really intensive. So you start to care, you start to go, and it's all your life all of a sudden.
What's the specific thing when you're competing? What is it about?
For me, mostly it's about the community. It's not about being the best pilot. I mean, I'm not the best pilot out there. I know really lots of other cool pilots. For me, it's community, spending time with friends, doing things that I love, and just having fun. I know that there are lots of pilots who really want to compete and win and everything, and I'm just there like, hi, I'm gonna have fun here.
But you are training nevertheless, are you?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
A lot.
How often are you training? Are you also using a simulator? Or
yeah, I'm using the simulator due to the fact that I'm having a normal walk. So when I'm coming back home, it's mostly dark, so I can fly. So then the simulator is a go-to.
And is it that the simulator is good enough that it's exactly how it is when you're really competing, or is it a bit different?
It's you know, I spent hours trying to tune it in the way that my drone is flying, but I still have no success for 3 years now. It's going better. It's been a little bit like I know, but it's still not there.
Okay. You mentioned you have to work as well, so what's your professional background?
My professional background is that I finished university as an architect, and I decided I would be a programmer, which is, you know, connected with each other. So for now I'm a programmer and web developer, also doing the drone stuff.
And do you write a logbook? Do you write down how often you fly in drone racing?
I'm afraid to check how much I fly and how much I spend on this.
Okay, so we keep that for the big planes
let's
flying.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay, so we hear a lot about how it's all developing at the same time in different places of the world. Looking ahead, what do you think? Where will drone racing and drone sports and drones be in 20 years' time from today?
20 years. When I started, we were basically meeting at fields and trying to fly something, and it was mostly 1 or 2 batteries, and then it was done because we are all crashing. From now, I'm traveling all over the world, racing, flying around, and I hope that in 20 years it's going to be something bigger than this. When we finally can talk to the government and they will think like, oh, it's not so dangerous. And it's going to be a big, nice thing that everyone can do.
Thank you. So maybe you want now to present some more insights about actually the drone community itself, because that's why you're doing all this flying in competitions and about drone racing. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's just stare at the window. We can do it really low volume because it's going to talk over me. So that's not the first video I chosen, but it's a cool one too. So during the drone racing, you mostly see those guys going through the gates, the flags and everything, and you're like, okay, that's cool. And after 20 times, you're like, okay, I'm bored, I'm gonna go home. Because, geez, how many times, right? So what we are missing mostly on the drone events, and some events are actually doing this, which is really cool. During the whole race, they are stopping and doing another competition, which is a freestyle competition. The thing that most of our audience is missing is this. I mean, we are making amazing videos. There are so many talented pilots who are making such an amazing videos. You can find them on YouTube, Airbus, Facebook, Instagram. They're all over the place. This is actually from Ukraine from last year when they actually made a little freestyle session with separate medals, separate prizes. It was pretty cool because the audience that was actually watching us haven't felt like, oh, we watched this 20 times already, please make it stop. This is the thing that we are actually doing when we're not racing. Because, you know, during the race, we have a rule, you can't freestyle. And, I mean, how much longer? You sit there 2 days and going through all the track all the time, the same thing. But most of us, when we are going to the race, for example, I go to Portugal. First thing I do is finding a cool place to fly to. And the second thing I do is going to the race. The third thing I do is I talk to other guys who've been before somewhere else, so we're gonna fly it too. So this is what our audience is missing a lot. I mean, look, can you see it in the race? No. And this is a cool thing. I mean, racing, okay, fine. So yeah, this is a really awesome thing that's also getting us to the community. The community of drone racers is something that I personally treasure a lot. When I started, all the people were really helping each other. There was a small group, everyone knew each other, and then it boomed all of a sudden and there was like lots of people. But at the same time, wherever I go, whatever I do, on each event someone's like, oh, hi Lexie! And we've seen each other this year like 5 times. So all of those people are really friendly to each other, and we have even a joke. I really like to say it over and over again to them. Every single time when we are starting the race, I'm saying, guys, we're not friends anymore. And after the 3 minutes, we're back being friends because we're not competing with each other. We're having fun, like this. And this is really awesome thing about the community. We all support each other, we all help each other. Even if someone crashed into someone else, we are getting parts from the other person. We can ask someone for help with soldering, with, I know, I'm out of the propellers, whatever. This is not a thing that you can see in every single sport. Most of the sports are really competing, which is, you know, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. It's sometimes happening in drone racing too. I mean, there are some guys who are like, I'm the best and look at me, I'm awesome and you suck. And this is not the thing that I like, and this is actually the thing that I hate, if I may say so. I'm sorry, I haven't taken water, so I now have no regrets. Sorry. We do the car chasing. Here we are chasing Tesla and an RC car. We can do all the kind of stuff that our audience is actually missing. when we will go to Shenzhen, because I'm in Shenzhen team too, we will just race around and our audience will see this racing circuit and they will be really happy with it. And then we will be happy, someone won, someone lost, someone had fun, we all visited China. And this huge audience, let's say that there will be like those 60,000 people that can be on this thing. They will see this, but they will miss all that. This is actually a frame from Korea last year as well. They also had a separate part of the race. They just stopped the race at top 32 people and they just made a freestyle, because why not? And people were actually really excited to see something different. This is keeping them interested in our subject. And can you put the video number 1? I hope it's gonna be 1. Maybe I might be messed up and I'm just mad at this guy now and he doesn't deserve it. I will try to keep talking to you so you will stay interested with me. I would like to sing too, but that's not the video that I want. I'm sorry. It's not going as well as I wanted to, Sometimes it's happening, you want something really good and it's not going. I know this is life. Sometimes everything's fine and you look good, and sometimes nothing's fine, nothing's working, your shoes hurt. Yeah. So that's a really cool video, also from Korea. And this is the thing that I think audience is mostly missing, and as well the TV is missing. The FPV community and FPV, and I wanted to start from that, so let's say that I actually starting. FPV and drone racing is for everyone. Doesn't matter the gender, the age. I know a guy who's like 5 years old, he rocks. I also know a guy who's enjoying his retirement. He's doing really well. Doesn't matter the gender, as Mr. Bruno said, 11-year-old girl won Shenzhen. Cool, she's amazing too. Doesn't matter what you are doing with your life. I know programmers, I know artists, I know musicians. The guy who's actually singing that is a musician. And what the people are missing here is the person who's behind those goggles. What the people see in TV, they will see in Shenzhen a group of people with goggles, and they will be like, oh, that's cool. I wonder what she's doing. Who knows? Never know. And in real life, we as a community can offer so much awesome stuff that no one even sees. There are some of the, like DRL, Drone Racing League, maybe you know it. They make interviews with pilots during the race, so people can actually see what the person is doing, what's his age, what is he doing in his real life. And I was on one race on DRL, and there was a guy standing next to me. He was there with his parents, and he was so in love with the guy in the yellow shirt, and I asked him, oh, what is this guy doing? And he was like, oh, his name is Gab, he's 25 years old, and he's doing this, 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 and this. I would like to be like him. And I was like, wow, that's a fan base wasted so badly. Because we're not doing it. We just show, hey, full pilots, flying, cool. And at the same time, look, this kid, he's a champion of US. His mother is flying planes, his father is flying helicopters, I think. We have amazing people. This guy is doing electronics. We also have a person who's having a company in Hong Kong. His name is Trappy, maybe some of you know him. He's a really special person. He's making lots of innovations all over the FPV. And that's the thing. I was on lots of races, talking to lots of people, because I'm always trying to go out. I was talking to total strangers, showing them my goggles, showing them the screens, talking with little girls, little boys, telling them that you can do it too, why not? Who will tell you not to? And I have to say, I have some success in this. I have a little box in my home. It has comments, messages, letters, from girls women, boys, men, and my favorite, fathers and grandfathers. I have a granddad who actually was on one drone event with his granddaughter because it was just nearby him. And he wanted to take her really badly, and she was like, no, but that's for boys. So I was talking with her, I didn't know that it was her. And I was telling her that, you know, that there's no such thing as boy thing and a girl thing. You can do whatever you want. And if you want to do this, you like it, you said it's cool, do it. Who will stop you? And this girl is now flying and learning how to program, as her granddad told me. So I find this amazing, that you can basically build a huge fan base, not only for FPV racing, but also for the pilots. Because we are people, we like watching other people. We like knowing what's going on in the, you know, the celebrity's life. What is he doing? What is she doing? We have those Instagram posts and stories. We know what other persons are doing during the entire day. And I'm guilty of this too, I'm making those. So the biggest thing that we are wasting in the drone racing, and no one is talking about it, is actually talking to the real people and showing them up to the person who may find her or him his new idol, someone who, you know, you can look up to. No one's thinking about that. And this guy is not singing well, but he's a really great commentator. No one should be listening to his singing, even though he doesn't know the lyrics too. He was reading them from the phone and it was going really bad, then he forgot. It was cool, but see, this is the real community. We are doing this before the race, during the race, after the race. We're not competing with each other, we're having fun. And audience haven't seen this. All the people from Korea haven't seen this. They saw the TV, they saw the race, they saw the prizes, they saw that someone was happy holding the medal. Ooh, I won. This is cool. No one sees that. Why? Such a big thing, right?
Good, thank you very much.
And apparently I'm flying right now.